what if mod x comes in interval? Okay. If they use mod x to define intervals, okay, how could they do that? Let's say f of x is equal to a, okay, for mod x less than equal to 1. Okay, so here interval is given something like this, right? We know how to write what does interval mean when it is given like this. X is greater than minus infinity and smaller than 0 means these values of x, and when 0 is less than x less than infinity, it means these values of x. What do you mean by mod x less than 1? Where is this interval in this number line, in this x axis? Okay, so how do you find that? Okay, the first thing we need to do is, okay, take this here, mod x is less than equal to 1, square on both sides. Okay, so x square is less than 1 square. Bring the 1 square this side. X square minus 1 square is less than equal to 0. Okay, so what is a square minus b square? We know it is a plus b, a minus b, and this is less than equal to 0. Okay, now what we need to do? Now we need to draw the x axis. Okay, so in this x axis, this is minus infinity, this is plus infinity, right? Here I have plus 1 and minus 1. So let's say here it is plus 1 and it is minus 1. Okay, so f of x is defined, it must be defined from minus infinity to infinity, whereas it is a when the interval is mod x less than equal to 1. So what is mod x less than equal to 1? It is, so when once you write this interval and use these numbers here, you have to write it like this, plus minus plus, right? So what does this mean? If you take any number, okay, if you take any number in this interval from minus infinity to minus 1, let's say we took minus 2. If I substitute minus 2 here, what will I get? Let's solve one and see. It will be minus 2 plus 1 times minus 2 minus 1. Okay, what will that be? Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1, minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3, minus 1 minus 3 is 3. 3 is less than 0? It is not, and 3 is a positive number. Okay, so it is 3 is greater than 0. So it is greater than 0, right? So if you take any number between these two intervals, okay, you don't have to do this every time. I'm explaining you it one time. Next time you will be able to do it just by saying. Okay, so what is the theory behind how do you write this interval like this? That's what we are doing. So if you take a number between minus 1 and 1, say let's say if you take 0, okay, so if you substitute 0 here, what will happen? 0 plus 1, 0 minus 1, so that will be 1 times minus 1, that will be minus 1. So minus 1 is less than 0 or negative number, and it is less than 0, right? Similarly, if we take a number between 1 and infinity, we will get a positive number and it will be greater than 0. But what we need is x plus 1 times x minus 1 should be less than 0. So this is the interval that we need. This is the interval defined by mod x less than 1. So I can write f of x is equal to what? A when x is greater than minus 1 and x is smaller than 1, right? So this can be written as minus 1 less than equal to x less than equal to 1. Let's do one more example when where interval is given using mod x. Okay, so we have another example here. F of x is 1 minus x square when mod x is less than equal to 3. Okay, so the interval is given using mod x, and f of x is 0 for all the x's which satisfies the condition mod x greater than 3. So how can we write it in simple intervals like this? Right, we should be able to do that because we will get the limits of integration to find Fourier transform. Okay, so how do we do that? First, okay, it is 1 minus x square when mod x is less than equal to 3 and it is 0 when mod x is greater than 3. Okay, so what should we do? First step is x square is less than 3 square, square on both sides. So why are you squaring it? Because mod x square is just x square, right? Mod x is actually two values for different intervals, right? But x square is, mod x square is just x square for all the values between minus infinity and infinity. So send this side. So it is x square minus 3 square is less than equal to 0. Okay, so what is a square minus b square? It is a plus b, a minus b less than equal to 0. Okay, similarly this side, x square is greater than 3 square, x square minus 3 square is greater than 0. Okay, a square minus b square, again x plus 3 times x minus 3 is greater than 0. Okay, so for f of x to be 0, this is the this left hand side should be greater than 0. For f of x to be 1 minus x square, left hand side should be less than 0. Okay, so what should we know? Draw the x axis. Here it is minus infinity, here it is plus infinity. Okay, what are the numbers? Plus 3 and minus 3. So it is minus 3 is here, plus 3 is here. Okay, so what should we write? We should write plus minus plus, right? So if you substitute a value in this range, in this interval, say minus 4 or minus 4 something, what we will get? We will get a number, the LHS will be greater than 0. Okay, so if we substitute a number between minus 3 to 3, say 0, if you substitute 0, I will get a number that is less than 0 or in negative, right? And if you substitute a number in this interval here, see both LHS are same, right? So it doesn't matter. I am not writing two graphs. In only one graph, I can find the values of x for which the LHS is less than 0 and greater than 0. Okay, so it will be greater than 0. Okay, for the interval minus infinity to 3, minus 3 and 3 to infinity. So f of x will be 0. F of x will be 0 for minus infinity less than x less than 3, minus 3, right? And it will be 0 for 3 less than x less than infinity. Okay, so these two intervals are covered. Okay, so f of x is 1 minus x square for when this is less than 0. So less than 0, it will be in this interval, right here. So it is 1 minus x square in the interval minus 3 less than equal to x less than equal to 3. Right. So what did we do here? We converted interval given in mod x terms to simple intervals, minus infinity to minus 3, minus 3 to 3, 3 to infinity.